Hello and welcome to the Savvy Gadgets channel with me, Ven, and today we're looking at the Star Citizen roadmap. Whilst we're waiting for the public test universe first wave to come out so that we can have a look at it, let's see what we can get by having a look at the roadmap. So what we're expecting are characters. We have in characters, we have prison uniforms, because prisons are going to be a thing, along with the surrender mechanic. When you have a bounty on your head, NPC players can hunt you down and you can surrender to them, at which point you will be taken to prison, which doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but there is prison gameplay coming and prison missions. MicroTech collection, so this is the clothing for people walking around New Babbage on the MicroTech planet, to which there is now the Keshler automated prison and the New Babbage landing zone interiors. Now the exterior was added in 3.8. You can go there, take a look at it, but you can't do a lot there at the minute. We're waiting for the interiors and the landing zones, and that's coming in 3.9. It should be in a week or two. So then we have the 3 moons around MicroTech, Calliope, Clio, and Auturp. AI improvements on ship AI, 3D navigation, collision avoidance, and 3D pathfinding planet side. Gameplay, the contacts list is being refactored and the friends list unification. That's almost complete. The majority of these are under polish, so maybe we'll get to have a look at this sooner rather than later. Player interaction system improvements, improvements to the system that allows the player to interact with the game. Prison missions, I mentioned that before. Restricted area rework, vastly improving the behaviour of restricted areas with more natural, less obstructive system. PvP bounties, players can hunt other players with bounties, and then if they surrender, they can then send them to prison. They hand them in. Player status, System 1. Now this is quite an interesting one. With the addition of MicroTech, there was a video from the sort of the Cloud Imperium's show thing that they do, which was last year, and they demoed a video in which the character was doing a sort of like a stealth data extraction mission on the MicroTech planet in New Babbage, and it basically looked really cool. But what was really good about it was, because MicroTech is a really cold planet, when the character stepped outside, he started getting affected by the cold, and he started going towards hypothermia, and you could see on the video that the character's hands were shaking and it was struggling. So this means that you will need to wear clothes appropriate for what you're doing, and that's not just being out in the snow, it's also being indoors. If you're trying to do a mission where they showed you doing sort of data extraction, you can't go walking around in heavy armor. The character had to dress up as a scientist type sort of person, so that they blended in with all the others, and so it didn't alert security. So you need to be smart about the clothing that you wear. Right, so moving on, bounty missions, NPC improvements, ships and vehicles. The Prowler. I'm going to be having a look around the Prowler. It's a drop ship. Looks like it might just be a troop drop ship. Quick look at the specs here, and it's quite an interesting looking ship actually, but it doesn't seem to carry a lot in the way of defensive. Pretty much the radar and computers, fuel tanks, quantum drives, jump modules, and quantum fuel tanks, they're all small. The only medium-sized things are the power plants and the coolers. Even the shield generators are small, which doesn't bode well. It has a turret, size 5, and it has a size 5 weapon mount with 2 cannons on it, so that's probably going to be gimbaled to have 2 size 4s on it. Right, so So that's the Spirit Prowler. Tech improvements, weather locomotion, improvements to the character locomotion in inclement weather, and obviously the usual performance optimization. So there's some interesting bits to look forward to there. If I remember rightly, the surrender mechanics is already in there. But surrender version 2 is coming in version 4.0, and that's interesting. The version 2, let's say law system version 2 surrender. So we've got that to look forward to. So when 3.9 hits the player test universe, I will be having a tour of New Babbage. I'm actually dying to have a look at that place, as it looks pretty cool, pretty upmarket and tech. And obviously I'll have a quick nose around the Prowler as well. And let's see if I can surrender and get a bounty on my head and get surrendered, and see if I can end up in prison. So that's what we've got to look forward to in the very near future. But until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.